Over the past couple of years, I've tested and created hundreds of ads for real estate agents and wholesalers, generating hundreds of thousands of dollars in direct sales using YouTube ads. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact ad structures that perform consistently for months at a time and show you some real ad examples that I'm running right now for my clients. So the first step is actually creating the ads themselves. And when it comes to creating the ads themselves, the first step in that process is the research phase. Now, what I recommend doing, based on what I've done to save me a ton of time, is utilizing AI in order to streamline the process. So what that looks like in practice is gathering call recordings as the first step. You want to take your 20 best calls that are the most relevant to your ICP. These can be inbound calls, outbound calls, and they can be either closed deals or non-closed deals. And what you're going to want to do with these good calls, these high quality calls, is download them as text files. You can use this and do this extremely easily if you've already utilized an AI transcript tool in your meetings, such as Otter AI, there's Fathom, there's Read AI, and what you can do is just download the transcript directly. If you don't have access to these tools or you never have used them before, first off, I just recommend you get them for your next call immediately. But what you'll do is you'll download the MP4s of these or the video files of these, and then you can upload them into one of these AI transcript tools, and they'll actually translate it into text for you, and then you can download the files from there. After this, let's just say you've got the text of your files. You want to upload them into your preferred LLM, whether you use Gemini, you use ChatGPT, Claude. I recommend you use Claude. It just seems to digest and organize information the most accurately with the least amount of hallucinations. From there, you want to run this exact prompt. I have attached 20 call recordings for my ideal customers, analyze these call transcripts, and give me 20 diverse reasons why people choose to work with me so we can create ad angles from them, and then just paste those 20 different transcripts. Or if it's not allowing you to do that, just take all the 20 transcripts and put them into one text file, and then it will digest it all properly and give you your accurate results. The last thing you want to do, which is optional, only if you actually have them, is upload previous winning creative. So if you have ads that have performed historically well, attracted ideal clients, let's say, you've spent money efficiently and gotten a high return on investment, you want to feed those into that same exact LLM as a reference as well. And this in turn will serve as the foundation from which you create ads, landing page copy, email marketing throughout the entire marketing process, and so on. So now once you have the 20 diverse reasons people actually want to work with you, you now have substance to implement into the actual ads. And you want to follow this framework or structure right here. This is the industry standard since the dawn of time, or the dawn of video ads, I should say, to be more specific. The hook, story, close framework, I talk about it in all my videos, is the way to go. So in the hook, this is going to be 80% of your ad success, because if people don't make it past the hook, then you're just simply never going to get people to listen to the story and the close because they just simply didn't make it past then. So the hook's very important. The better the hook, the better the throughput. And what you want to do here is just call out your ICP. Hey, homeowners looking to sell their home fast. If you're anywhere in or around this area, this message is specifically for you. Right? And then from there, you can move into the story. This is when you can utilize those diverse reasons why people worked with you. Maybe it's direct client transformations, quotes that they have actually said, testimonials, case studies they have actually stated verbatim on why they work with you. Or it can just be the pain and benefits, the pains that they were going through, the benefits of working with you, the old way before they came to you, the new way after they've worked with you. All of these are implemented in the story. And this is all based on the foundation of the 20 diverse reasons they wanted to work with you. And then finally, in the close, this is where you introduce urgency and scarcity. Explain the exact next steps that they will have to follow, make it super low friction, and explain why right now is the exact time they should be clicking the button below. So let's go into these a little bit more in depth. So I already spoke about the hook being 80% of the ad success, but more specifically, you only have 5 seconds before somebody chooses to either skip or continue watching your ads. Now, there are 3 key aspects to the hook. There's a spoken aspect of the hook, where you can just be directly on camera. There's a visual, and then there's text and graphics. And these are the 3 ways that you can pattern interrupt somebody to stop what they're currently doing and actually listen or focus in on what you have to say. Now for the body, depending on the ad format, the body script and the visuals will vary a lot. And we're going to explain that more on the ad formats later. And there are 4 key aspects that you need in every ad body. Credibility, proof that you can actually deliver what you say you're going to deliver. The process, how you actually deliver your results. Objection handling, pre-handling any of the objections that come up on those same sales calls that we talked about earlier. And then you need to have storytelling, anecdotes and testimonials, because you need to be relatable, because you need to be able to build trust with your ICP. If they can't trust you, they're not going to work with you. We already know that we're in a trust recession. Now, a lot of people underemphasize the importance of pre-qualifying the leads in their ads. And what I like to say is chicken bait attracts chickens, whale bait attracts whales. If your ad hooks say anything of, sick of being broke or on market homes for sub 100K, the people who resonate with that are likely financially unqualified. They're going to click through, waste your calendar space. They're going to either no show or they're going to need heavy objection handling and a ton of sales angles, etc. And it's going to be a very long, tiring process that's just not going to yield a high return on investment overall for you, your sales team, or anyone else associated with your company. Basically, the language within your ads needs to reflect your ideal customer profile and the person you're trying to resonate with. And just restating the last part of the ad, the call to action is just as important as the other 3 steps as well, because you need to tell them exactly what they need to do next, clearly and simply. And there are 3 steps to do so. Number 1 is restating the benefit of working with you. If you're a realtor, if you want to get 10% more for your home, then give the action. Click the blue button below or call the number on the screen. And then finally, remove the risk. It's a free, no obligation conversation. There's no pressure whatsoever. I just want to see if this can actually or potentially work for you in your specific situation. This doesn't need a lot of elaborate psychology understanding. It's just as simple as making sure that you can accurately tell your viewer to make a no-brainer next step to end up working with you or just landing on your page so that they can further be bought into your services. Now let's get into the actual ad formats that I promised earlier. So the first format that works the best are talking head ads. Let me just show you what that looks like real quick.
Georgia homeowners, listing your home on the market isn't the only way to sell your house. Selling to us is faster, easier, and way more convenient.
That's it. That's the hook. Calling out the ICP and then breaking down the pain points. Selling to us is faster, easier, and way more convenient. Then we go into the story. We'll buy your house without any repairs. The whole 9 yards when it comes to actually selling or when it comes to the seller giving their property to you. And then at the end, we have a call to action, as you can see here.
The entire process. So look, if you're looking to sell your house quickly without the hassle, then click the button below and just answer a few questions. It takes about 15 seconds.
So you made it no friction. Just answer a couple of questions below, click the button. It takes about 15 seconds.
And we will give you a fair, legitimate cash offer today.
Adding in some urgency and scarcity as well. So we're going to give you a legitimate cash offer today. So the next ad format that works really well is the founder ad. So let me show you what that looks like.
When it comes to knowing how much you can get for your home, I only trust one hack.
Okay, so there you go. This is the founder ad. Now, why this works is because the person in this video, by the end of it, you're going to see is the person that you're going to want to actually speak to on the call. So if you're a realtor, recording yourself and using the founder ads are by far the best method. Now, we also obviously broke down the hook here. As you can see, within the hook, we broke down some pain points, and this person, the supposed trusted authority, only trusts one hack. And so what is that hack? That's the question that the viewer asks themselves, and then they will continue watching the video. As you can see, we also implemented some B-roll, some visuals as well that are just associated with the script, just to make it an easier visual process and make it that much more relatable, understandable, and it can deepen the consciousness of the actual viewer and their pain points. So now it's going to, in turn, increase the probability that they click on the ad and actually land on the landing page because they're visually seeing their pain in real time. And lastly are the testimonial ads. So let me just show you that as well. Before we get into the breakdown, I just want to say that these ads are best for bottom of funnel prospects, meaning the people that are the closest to actually selling their property or obviously buying a home, depending on the ad you're running. For this, it's going to be selling a home. And the reason for this is because these people need the most amount of trust. And if they can see somebody who's been through their exact situation, can see how they went from a current situation that resonates exactly with what the viewer is going through, and then how they got out of that through a easy, streamlined, low friction process, it makes this a dream scenario for them and psychologically makes it basically a no-brainer and does all of the heavy lifting in the ad for you without you having to do anything. Literally, this is raw content. It's the easiest to edit, and yet it performs the best. So let's just go and break it down. It's using the exact same hook, story, close framework. So let's go.
I had a home that I was trying to sell and it was stuck in probate court. I don't think I could have did it without them.
Now, this hook was a little bit different because, yes, did we have a pattern interrupt? Yes, but how we did it is through resonation. We resonated with the ideal client profile by explaining what their situation was and how they got out of it within the first 5 to 15 seconds. And then from here, now we're going to go into the story.
That's Amber. She'd been dealing with probate for months before she found us. Here's what happened.
Okay, so now as you can see, here's the story. So we just have obviously the actor that's representing the company and just clarifying, hey, she'd been dealing with probate for months. Here's what happened. And for the story of the ad, the story section, all we do is let Amber speak. And on top of that, you can also, just as a little hack, you can add in other people that have gone through probate as well, or the similar situation, just as like basically just stabbing and twisting the knife. It's like just overkill. It's like, all right, we see that now there's multiple people in my situation. I've seen they've gone through a stress-free, low friction process. This is a no-brainer option. And at the end, the call to action basically just goes back to the actor.
And it was. Everything is done.
Every situation is different, but we operate the same way every time. Honest numbers. We do what we say, and we don't stop until you're at the closing table with a check in your hand.
It felt more like a family company rather than a business transaction.
Look, if you've got a property you need to sell in Georgia, click the button below. What we quote is what we close.
Simple as, right? If you have a property you need to sell in Georgia, click the button below. All of the selling was done by the testimonial. Literally no editing, just like probably about 15 to 20 seconds of actual recording of the actor themselves. And then most of it was just letting all of the past successful clients talk, and they're going to do the selling. They're going to do the converting. And it's just going to make the whole process 1,000 times easier. Now, I just showed you the creative structures and formats that are working in 2026, but there's a lot more to YouTube ads than just this. You need to know how to set up the rest of the funnel. Your ad account, landing pages, email marketing, and much more. I don't want to leave you hanging, so I recorded an entire mini course right here showing you how to set up the funnel from start to finish. Go check that out.